Hi everyone, welcome back to remaking pressure creatures in Blender. Today, we're making Multi-Monster. This is going to be a pretty big and confusing one, but stay tuned at the end for a special animation. Throughout this video, I'll tell you how I made Multi-Monster, the challenging parts and the good parts I had to go through. If you like this content, you know what to do. Enjoy the video. Okay, so this was probably one of the most challenging parts creatures I've ever made, which if you ever want to go back and watch the creatures I've made, you can click on the playlist here. But out of all the creatures that I have done and I've created, everything like that, I don't know what the heck I was thinking was this guy, because I made it a lot more complicated than I could, you know? There was a lot of ideas that I had on the board, you know, what do I want to do? What do I want to, like, mess around with, you know? And I finally landed on the multi-dimensional being, that he has, like, multiple changing throughout time, like, his reality is not the same as our reality. And it might be a little bit hard to explain, but I hope you can see it in the final and kind of see the idea, because I put portals, I put effects, and I hope you really like it. By the way, if you're wondering why am I like jumping around on the right little really quickly, it's because this was streamed on YouTube. I stream every so often, always on YouTube. So always, you know, go check that out if you want to. Otherwise I just stream at random, so I don't really have a time schedule for that. But if you catch me and watch me if you want, and then I'll interact with you and do all that good stuff. But here you can see I'm making this like the twisted creature. At first I was making the iconic creature, but because Monster has multiple different variety of faces, and he originated from rooms, by the way, if you're wondering, he wasn't just from pressure, but he originated from rooms, and he was called A60, from what I understand. Then he was made into pressure, and then into what they call Multi-Monster. After all of like kind of figuring this out, this creature, I took like the main faces of like what I liked, and I wanted to create this like distorted, twisted, and literally twisted for like screaming face. I'm making every individual like face, and then what I'm going to be doing after, so I make 3 faces that I just, you know, I think it's cool, and then I'm going to later put them all together as kind of one coherent creature. And it's time consuming, but it works out. Definitely when you're sculpting, you want to kind of plan these things out, especially if you don't want to overwork yourself with a lot of this stuff, because it is easy, because sculpting can get really tough and challenging with a lot of back and forth, a lot of certain stuff. But I jumped into sculpting pretty quickly here because I did prior in the advance of this stream that you're watching right here, of like modeling the creature. So, which I also modeled portals that I didn't end up using at the end. Like I like made portals that I like, was all these cool portals, and then at the very end I said, okay, I don't want these any portals anymore, so just trash that like 2 hour freaking work. 2 hours of work right there. Nah, I don't want to deal with that right now. It's just like the portals didn't look very good, so I only the best for you guys. I think that deserves a little bit of a subscribe, just saying. Throughout my process, I kind of had to figure out like what the monster might look like and all the creatures and stuff like that. And I had ideas that he would be amalgamation of just all these different faces and stuff like that. But I ended up with this multi-dimensional being, which is, as you know. But I would love to hear about the theories that you guys have in the comments. I make sure to read pretty much every single one of them. I get to them when I get to them, but I definitely try to read every single one of them. And you can see here I'm working on the arm, and I kind of like go back and forth on like what I think the arm should look like. And I end up in like this kind of more flesh-like, muscle-teared creature. And I think that was a good finisher. What do you guys think? Around here, I started to texture the creature, and I wanted it to be more of like flesh-like texture for all of them, because I'm kind of making them more realistic in this kind of realistic, hyper-realistic stand, and I wanted to get that grunge, that gross feel to them. They've been probably through a lot. We could not even imagine what they've been through, but it's great to theorize it. And one of the hard parts too was the eyeballs. I had to go back and forth here. You can see I'm going back and forth. Okay, how's the lighting looking? How's that looking? How, making sure that's all connected and all good and decently realistic to the original, or at least true to the original. It was definitely hard to get those reds in because somehow the reds don't look very good apparently. I have no idea why. I didn't want to record that because it was a lot, and it was, I had to go look up tutorials, I had to go look up around, redo a lot of reading, sometimes even though I've been doing Blender for like years, it's sometimes, even the simplest stuff, I have to go back and make sure everything's okay and figure it all out, because it's like, you don't know all of this stuff, and it's kind of hard to figure it out. So, with this, I created a new portal, because the original, portals, even though they look really cool and they're all shaky and all nice, when rendered, they don't look that great. They just don't look that great. This was also a different tutorial, which is hilarious. They just don't look that great, in my opinion. So, and I feel like I should, and I don't really, to me, they don't really get that reality is breaking type thing, or this creature's like a, really crazy creature. So, I made this. Doesn't look like much, but when you actually render it out, look at that. Let me play it real quick for you guys. It's a little bit laggy, but there we go. here I'm kind of starting up, like messing around and figuring out how I want them to look and how I want them to come out of the portals. And it kind of looks like they're coming out of big giant like trumpets or something like that, which is kind of hilarious. I don't mean to make them look like they're coming out of trumpets, but they look like they're coming out of trumpets. So that is pretty interesting. Otherwise, I'm kind of going back and forth, figuring out the lighting, figuring out this and that, and then I'm going to soon animate them. You know, I never thought there would become a day where, you know, I'm making all this stuff, you know, really trying, doing all this crazy cool stuff, right? And I enjoy it, but I just rig an arm. Like I just rig a single arm, like a one arm. That's it. I never thought there would become a day where I just need to rig a single arm, but you know, every day is a new day apparently. What is this, the left arm? Nah, it's the right arm, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's the right arm if I do say myself. Okay, so we're starting to wrap up this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed all of this struggling that I've done, all the redoing and going back and forth, because I trust me, I really did. It's a lot of back and forth, a lot of here and there. You can see here that I took out figure from my last video, which you can watch here, and I'm kind of reusing that asset a little bit and then changing it a little here, slightly, you know, ever so slightly to be matching this character that we have, of course, Multi-Monster. I hope you liked the little animation at the end, got some cool stuff going on. But yeah, that's pretty much it of the entire video. Tell me what you think of what I should be making in the comments, like next, you know, if I should be, you know, continuing to a new subject than Jet Pressure. Maybe doors, maybe something else on Roblox. I've heard a lot from Intruder, which I might make. What do you guys think about Intruder on Roblox? I'll like remake him more realistic, all that stuff. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Time for the beauty shots. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. That is one of the best ways to support my channel, and it's free. So do not worry about that. You guys have a wonderful day, night, and afternoon. Peace out.